I start with the first miners' strike in the 70s. I was working at Burmid at that time. Also for the second, I was still working at Darkast Foundry. In terms of sport, Indian Work Association organized. It was one moral sport. The second one was making collections. And also standing on the picket lines with the miners. I'm talking about, I think it was 72 strike, Saltley Gate. And when the picket took place, shop steward from factories and foundries in Birmingham, they organized to support the picket, not by sending a delegation, but walking out. Indian Work Association, under the influence of Indian Work Association, Transport General Workers Union, Foundry Workers Union at Burmid, organized a big contingent, hired the buses to load at Smathwick to take it to Saltley Gate. And we negotiated with the employers that we will take half a day off and we will do the casting on the weekend. Employers, they asked us what we're going to do, and we told them exactly what we're going to do. Reluctantly, the employers agreed. I don't remember how many coaches we took, but it was very large, about 1,000 people. Yeah. And the coaches didn't go all the way. And we disembarked from the coaches in, you know where the ring road is, just past the ring road. Over there the coaches were parked. So we marched, and workers from others like Leyland, Roba from Longbridge, Lucas Factories, Jaguar Land Rovers, mainly were car workers, and there were some from the local government. And it was so massive picket, the police decided to put the lock on the gate. And all the horses were taken back. Arthur Scargill went on the top of the laboratory's roof, and he made a great speech from there. And then the picket dispersed, and we came back on the coaches, disembarked at Dartmouth Road, Smathwick, and did the casting as we agreed following Saturday. So that was sport to the pickets. The second sport was providing accommodation to the flying pickets. in member's house. Not many, sometimes 4 people, sometimes 5 people, provided accommodation.
I did used to remember coming downstairs in the Hugh Road house,
Yeah.
and every other day there'd be different 4 blokes there.
Yeah. And during the 84-85 strike, we didn't go to the flying pickets. In that strike, because it was declared unlawful, miners' union didn't accept it. So miners' union assets were sequestrated, their offices were closed. And by that time we have Shahid Udham Singh Welfare Centre, and we offered miners' union that their people in this area can operate there. There was a centre in Leicester that was offered to them. It was used. The miner union informed us, don't declare it publicly, and I asked why, and the officer said, then your office will be sequestrated. So fine, we did it that way. And in Kent area it was Ardev Tillo, Makhan and others. They didn't have the office, but they provided accommodation to the comrades. In Glasgow as well, Bradford, there was the office that was used by the miners. So that was our solidarity with the miners.
And how was the solidarity of the miners in return in the future, or not?
Most of them were friendly,
Yeah.
but there were quite a sizable number racist. I'll give you the example. We went to support the Grunwick picket from all branches. Ajit Sidhu's father, Sadhu Singh, he was on the picket as well. And there were some drunken miners calling racist names to Sadhu Singh. I got hold of Jack Drommy. He was secretary of the Brent Trades Council and informed him. He brought 3-4 people and he tackled that situation. Yeah.
And the general ability and competencies of the trade union movements thereof in terms of individual members' cases of discrimination.
Most of the cases Jaguar fought the cases of discrimination by taking industrial action. Most successful way. I'm talking about even when the Race Relation Act start covering employment as well, rather than going into the legal system. And the union officers generally, they support it.
Yeah. What about the individual sort of cases of discrimination which the union would decide to support or not support in pursuance of employment tribunals?
On the issue of legal support, it is not the tribunal, it is provided legal support or not support. In my experience, in my area here, they did provide the support, legal support to the aggrieved members. Yeah. I want to also bring in the industrial deafness issue. People who work in noisy factories, whether foundries or bakeries or any other industry, continuously working in noise level over 90 decibel, make a person gradually hearing impaired. Employers were not providing ear protection. So when I started working at Birmingham Trade Union Study Center, particularly shop steward from local government, I missed when they say something. But from the car industry, I didn't miss. I talked to Paul that this is what happened. I have to go near the table to ask, which is a bit of embarrassment. And he asked me, don't feel embarrassed if you go up to near the table, that you have worked in noisy industry. You may have hearing impairment, which you can use as a case study in your class. But he asked me to go to Health and Safety Advice Center to get my hearing checked. I made an appointment. It was Kathy Gaffney, Tommy, and John. They checked my hearing, and I had a considerable loss of hearing. They gave the report. Because my deafness occurred when I was in foundry industry and member of the TNG. I didn't leave TNG when I joined NATFI. I kept that membership as well. I approached the district officer, made the application for legal support. And the general agreement between the unions and the employers was